I want to talk about like optimism, hope, faith, knowing in that order, because, or you know, a lot of people really love hope. And it's definitely just like anger, a transitory phase. It's not just like anger, obviously. It's a better emotion, but it's transitory. What I mean, you don't want to stay in hope. Just by the definition of hope, at least by the way it is in my library, in my head, my definition is, you're not really sure how something's gonna go down. It could go either way, but you hope. You would like it to go the way you want, but who knows? You just hope. It's better than knowing for sure it's not gonna happen. You got some hope. Don't want to stay there too long though, because it's so iffy. Leaves a lot of leeway for unpreferred, right? Then you have faith. That's one up, I think. Because you're not just hoping that it's gonna. You have faith it's gonna go. You've seen this kind of thing happen before, and most of the time, 90% of the time, it works out just fine. And even the time it doesn't work out, it's really not too bad. So, you've seen bad things before, but yeah, you have faith. You got faith. You have faith. You got your life experience behind it. I got faith it's gonna work out. Now, that's my definition of faith. Better than hope, but still, you just have faith, right? It's not. There's one better than that, and that's knowing. Now, other people have a different idea about faith, because faith is one of those words that's tied really with religion and stuff, and I'm not really using it like that. I'm using it as just one up above hope, you know? That's it. If there was another word, I would use it. There probably is. I'm sure there is. But faith, and a lot of people might look at that differently with a more religious context, and I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm talking about. Nothing wrong with that or anything. Now, so hope, faith, knowing. Knowing is what you want. You know it's going to go out beneficial for you or whatever the case is. You've took the time to unscrew the bolts, go behind the machinery, see how everything works, look at the future. Oh, it's going to turn out this way. Screw the bolts back on, shine it up, sit in your seat, and wait for the people to come in and show them how you know how it's going to turn out. Because you went behind the fucking curtains and you saw the show. You don't have faith. Ugh, you don't hope. You know. 100%. You know. And maybe if you don't know 100% the outcome, 100% it will benefit you. You know that, right? So knowing is what you want. That's the phase that may not be transitory. You get to knowing, and you kind of like knowing and clarity. You don't. Where does that go to? Unless it's transitory until forgetting again. Maybe we just get bored of, or transitory to boredom, and then we're like, okay, let's forget again, throw me in. But, that's just the circle, if that's what the case is. Either way, knowing is what you want. You want to know that you're loved. You want to know that your girlfriend isn't cheating on you while you're at work. You want to know that your husband isn't looking at every fucking nice butt that walks by when you're not paying attention. You want to know that your kids are safe. You want to have faith. You want to hope. They're better than nothing, but you want to know that you don't have any diseases. You want to know that you don't have any kids you don't know about. You know what I mean? You want to know. Knowing is what it's about. So that's all this was about. Just the difference between hope, faith, and knowing as far as my definitions go. Nothing too serious going on with this one. Never is really.